the beat.
My name is Kei Hirono. I'm the publishing producer from Namco Bandai Games for Dark Souls. So first off, we'll start off with an answer to a question that we get from everybody about this game, and it's obviously regarding the difficulty of the game. And the simple answer is the game's difficulty is going to be more difficult than Demon's Souls was. But in terms of the difficulty, it's not just that the enemies are a lot stronger, and that the enemies are more difficult to defeat. It's more of the thinking process, the more of the strategy that underlies how you are going to conquer the different missions in the game. So today we'll take a different angle and try to show you a little bit more of the thinking process behind what's involved in the game. So right now we'll try to show you, we're in a situation where the player is trapped behind sort of a jail cell, and sort of requires to find a way to get out of this situation. Obviously the doors are locked. Attacking the steel bars isn't going to do anything at this point either. And obviously there's a guard standing outside, and so it's going to be difficult to find a way to try and get out. So, but if you take a quick look, or a close look, you can see that the guard outside is actually sleeping right now, so he might be pretty vulnerable. So let's just do some trial and error. Let's try attacking just in case, see if anything happens. Unfortunately, he had a key that would allow us to get out of the jail cell. So we've opened the door, let's try stepping outside. So up to this point it's pretty straightforward, just trial and error. We were lucky enough to be able to get out, but that's not the difficulty. This is where Dark Souls all begins. By us sort of stepping out of the jail cell, it sort of triggered the snake monsters to trigger a device that unleashed these octopus-looking monsters out into the field. So apparently those octopus-looking monsters, their job is to roam this whole area and try to get rid of anything that's actually surviving out of this world. Even the snake monsters, after unleashing them, they've actually escaped up above the ladder to try and stay out of the way of these octopuses. But obviously the snake monsters are up above, waiting for us to climb up, and they're not going to give us an easy job either. Right, so we're in a tough situation here where we're being kicked off of the ladder. Down below there's a whole bunch of enemies. We're in a tough situation here. Yeah, this character that we've created for this demo is actually pretty strong. We've beefed him up a little bit, but it's looking to be a little bit useless at this point. So we weren't that successful, but you got to always learn from your mistakes. And from this death, what we've learned is a couple things. Obviously, the monsters are pretty strong, and secondly, that as long as we try to get up the ladder before the snakes even try, we might be a little bit safer. It might be a good route for us to take. And at the top of the ladder, we find a giant door, but it's locked. It's obviously locked. So what we want the players to do is try to figure out where the key is to unlock the door so that we can sort of proceed to the next area. So we know our goal, but okay, how do we achieve our goal? It's sort of a different question. But here, we've been lucky enough to receive an attack, fall down, but also find another route that is available in this area. So we were lucky enough to fall off. We were expecting to be dead, but we were lucky enough to find a different route, even find a couple new weapons, so new discoveries all the time. So sort of message to the players is, you know, continually challenge, don't be too afraid of death, you know, trying to find new discoveries throughout the world. In terms of finding the key to opening the doors, we'll give you a quick hint. The key that will open the large door up top is actually located at the very bottom floor of this whole stage. And for us to be able to get to the bottom floor and avoid these octopus type monsters, there's a couple things we have to do. Yeah, we're just having a tough time here. Okay, so we've escaped inside the jail cell. There's obviously enemies here too. So obviously we were in a dangerous situation, but being able to fight these enemies, we've actually found another discovery.
場所から落ちて、死ぬかもしれないんですけど、落ちてみて新たに発見するルートで新たなアイテムを見つけ出すことができました。
So we're sort of finding out here that these octopus monsters, as long as we're inside the cell, it seems like a pretty safe spot right now. Let's try and take advantage of this and try to stay within this jail cell to avoid those octopus monsters. Sort of thought it was a good idea, but we're sort of in a dead end. Can't seem to stay behind the jail cells forever, so try to figure out what to do next. So another hint towards how to get past this level to find the key. And probably the best strategy here is, instead of going straight up against the enemies that lurk around, probably just to run away and try to find a safe zone. So the best strategy we want to take right now is try to avoid any contact with enemies, try to run around and trying to find a new opening in the world. Yes, so there's going to be several types of monsters. There's going to be a large variety. It doesn't mean that you have to defeat every single one. Sometimes the best strategy is simply just to run from danger and trying to find good strategy in terms of how to proceed forward. This is a good example. As we were running, we sort of found a good ladder. As we know, the octopuses don't have hands, they can't climb ladders, so it's sort of a good spot that we're in right now. So we found our safe spot, and let's keep climbing up. And as we get to the top of the ladder, we now see the device that was triggered in the event that unleashed the monsters down below. And there were three big monsters here that were trying to protect the device, apparently. So to defeat the Muchi, what he's doing is he's effectively switching the weapons that he's using. So this game involves a lot of different varieties and weapons, items that you can use. You can decide whether you want to hold it in your right hand, your left hand, both hands. Yeah, as you saw in the first event scene, that device that the snake monsters used is creating this really irritating sound in the background. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. But again, obviously the dying is all a part of the game. You gotta learn from your deaths, you gotta keep challenging, and see how you can conquer the next one.